Alrighty, all welcome back to Z-Grill's Taste the Smoke. Of course, my name is Tommy, and today's show is going to be a little bit about the sweet and a little bit about the heat. So this one's going to get started with a nice custom rub recipe that we are going to put on the ribs. Let's get this camera, let's face it to the board, and let's start the show. As always, Z-Grills will have the full ingredient list as well as the recipe down in the description. And this custom rub recipe is going to give these ribs just a little bit of a bite. That is going to go perfect with this pecan pie. And I bet you even have most of these ingredients already in the cupboard. First thing to do is to get all these ingredients together, get them in a bowl. You want to get a good mix. Then go ahead and grab your ribs. I am going to go with a rack of St. Louis ribs. You can use baby backs if you'd like. Ribs come out of the package. Get them dried off. If there's anything dangling or any thick cuts of fat on the ribs, you can remove them. And as far as that membrane on the back end, you can remove it or you can leave it. If you decide to leave it, as I do sometimes, I will just score it out. From there, leave it on the back side. Grab your rub. You want to get plenty of rub on the ribs. Once you get that membrane side done, flip it over and do the presentation side. And guys, do not forget all the edges. Dip that ribs right on the edge and get it all rubbed down completely. So once that is done, let's get on back over to my Z, because we got to get that bad boy fired up. So firing up your Z-Grills could never be more simple. Even when it's about 10 degrees out, she fires right up. Grab your favorite pellets that you like for ribs. I am going to go with cherry. If you don't have cherry, just grab your favorite pellet. And always keep in mind, after you fire up that Z, you're going to want to open up that hood and let all that bad smoke dissipate out. Once it is done, you can shut the hood and bring it up to temperature. We are going to go 250 Fahrenheit. Once that temp is hit, we will get the ribs on. All right, so we will allow our ribs to go for about 2 hours or so without peaking. In the meantime, I will go get the ingredients all together for the pecan pie. At that 2-hour mark, I will bring you guys back. We will start putting that pecan pie recipe together. And I am telling you right now, this here is gonna be good eats. Over here at Z-Grills, we are 100% committed to show you everything that your Z-Grills pellet grill can do. And of course, we're talking grilling, we're talking smoking, and how about some baking? And on today's show, it is going to start with an easy one. Of course, everyone's favorite is a pecan pie. You are going to get all those ingredients and get them out in a mixing bowl. You can hand mix these, but mix easily. You want to more fold all those ingredients together. Once you get that all folded, all mixed, you can get a deep dish 9-inch pie pan. You could pick these up all day long at your market for about $1.50 each. Get all those ingredients out into the pie pan and just leave them here. Let it set up for a little bit. But for now, we are at that 2-hour mark, so we want to go in and check these ribs. And as you can see, these ribs are looking pretty good. We are going to give them a straight on water spritz. If you wanted to use an apple cider vinegar water 50-50 mixture, please go ahead and do so. At that point, the ribs look good. We will shut it down, let them go for about another hour or so. At that time, I will bring you guys back, and it is going to be time to get the pie on. Also, we are going to get those ribs off because we are going to wrap them. And as you can see, that 250 is holding well. We will give them a quick spritz. Then I've got some foil here on the board. I got 4 dabs of butter, along with a rub mixture of a little cayenne pepper, some paprika, and also some granulated garlic. You will get those ribs and lay them face down into the butter. At that point, you want to seal them. You want to wrap them up nice and tight. Let those ribs sit on the board for a moment or two. Grab that pie, get it on over to the pit. You are going to go middle shelf. Then grab your ribs, get your ribs in next to the pie. Then head back on over to the Z, because you're going to want to raise that temperature up to about 350 Fahrenheit, as this pie is going to take about 45 minutes to cook. Keep in mind that we are shooting for a tender rib. As usually, I don't wrap ribs, but the wife wants a tender bite on the ribs. So wrapping it is going to get that job done. We are going to go, like I said, 45 minutes. At that time, I will bring you guys back. So at that 45-minute mark, it is time to check the pie. I can pretty much guarantee you it is going to be done. And I got to say, man, that looks absolutely incredible. And the one way to know for sure if it's done is just jiggle it. It should be firm, and also you can poke it. And if it comes out clean, you are good to go. We will get the pie off. We will get it on the board. I mean, guys, look at that. I mean, you got to ask yourself the question, why aren't you doing a little bit more bacon on your Z grills? We will allow this pie to set up here on the board. Let the ribs run for about another 15-20 minutes or so. At that time, I will bring you back. We will check the ribs, get them off, put them next to the pie. And boy, we are looking at one heck of a feast. So the total cook time on these ribs is going to come right in at that 4.5-hour mark. And I could tell you they are as tender can be. Let's go on in. Let's get them off. We got to get them on the board. Quick, brief rest, and then we will get them unwrapped. I've got the pecan pie right here getting ready, and it is going to be good eats. There's no doubt about it. Now, anytime you got a good flex like this where she moves with hardly any resistance, you know they are going to be a tender rib. On the board they go. I will bring you guys back in about maybe 5 minutes my time, about 6 seconds yours. Alrighty, and I do apologize if you can hear the wind blowing. She is cranking here in the Garden State. There's our ribs. Oh yeah. And these are fall apart tender. There is no doubt about that. Oh man, I mean, look at the color. That is going to be from your cherry pellets. I mean, these look absolutely incredible. Alrighty, and that is that. And before I get into this one here, remember this whole thing will be down in the description. Both recipes, the pecan pie and also this rib recipe, all broken down, all in the description. Just press one thing, go right to the blog and print it out and get everything you need. And here is our pie right here. We're just going to move this out of the way. I want to get a little bit of a cut on these ribs. And cheers. So guys, as noted, because we wrap them, and if you like them tender, you're definitely going to want to wrap them. They are super tender, and they're going to give you a little bit of a bite. I went for that bite because this is going to be sweet, so I wanted to do a sweet and a little bit of heat, and that definitely gave us that. Let's go on in and give this a cut. Now, this hasn't really rested long enough to get a proper cut on it, but I'm going to give it a try. And it really hasn't set up yet. I'm just going to go in. I got to get that taste test. This is my pie anyway, so I don't care. I'm probably going to just dig in it anyway. And you see the center is nice and set, and there is a lot of pecans in here. Cheers. Oh man. So look, the question has to be asked, why are we not doing a little bit more baking on our Z grills? This is absolutely incredible. And it just opens up the it opens up the pantry, it opens up the ball game on there is so many different types of recipes that you can do on your Z. I mean, yeah, we all love the the spare ribs, the brisket, a little bit of chicken, some steak. But how about cobblers and pies and breads and so forth like that? We're going to dive into all that stuff down the road, so you are definitely going to want to stay tuned. So look, that is going to shut this one down. Again, my name is Tommy. Do not forget to get outside and fire up those Z grills so you guys can also taste the smoke. It is friggin' brutal out here, so I am definitely feeling like getting all this stuff in the house and definitely warming up. I appreciate all you guys for watching. This has been a fun one, and until next time, we will see you soon.